What's going on, everyone? It's Mike and John back again. Everton have won their first game of the season. Another clean sheet. Nathan Patterson made a really big touch away from Maxwell Cornet at the end.
Good tackle.
Really just about got there. And look, we win the game. I want to give a little shout out. We've been watching it in the Magpie in Towing to Daniel.
Daniel Williams, was it? I think it was.
I'm going to say Daniel.
Yeah.
Top bloke, lovely fella. Come over to speak to us.
Got a picture with us.
Got a picture with us.
They got to feel like royalty.
But yeah, that's exactly it. Lovely to spend some time with people.
That's it. You know, it's brilliant though. People recognise us, and you know what? We don't do it for that.
That's the reason I made the channel, was so people would think I was an instant celebrity.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing that because there's so many people in here that go, they love it. They just love to pick. Nah, it's nice because we come together. Everton fans come together. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. We come
do you know what was
together
funny about it? He kept saying to us, "I'm sorry to do your head in and keep coming over, but it doesn't matter."
No. Watch the game with us.
This is Michael's channel, as I've always said. You know, I don't really come on now, but it was good to see people, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, let's get into the game. We win 1-0. It wasn't the best performance. It was quite a boring game.
It was poor. It was a poor game. I think West Ham are struggling.
Yeah.
And I think you said to me earlier on when we were watching the match, it won't be long before he's under pressure.
Yeah, and I think it'll be unfair for him, but that is the fickle world of football. I think he's spent a lot of money with that West Ham side, and they, in the Premier League at least, they just can't seem to get going.
No. And they're doing well in the Europa League, as you say.
Yeah.
And they're struggling in the Premier League. But on to Everton. It wasn't great. But I don't think there was many points in the game where I thought we'd probably lose this because they were that poor.
Yeah.
Everton weren't brilliant by no stretch of the imagination. But there was some standout performances today who got us over the line. You know, as you said, the last minute tackle by Patterson or whatever it was. I thought Idrissa Gana Gueye again.
I'm trying to signal to James to pass me my can of Red Bull. Will you pass me my can of Red Bull?
You're just staring at me.
I know. Because we're on the video, I'm trying to do it in sign language. You know, move. Sorry.
Anyway, yeah.
There's a signal. You just looked at me.
Yeah. And Malpai. You know what a finish.
Yeah, it was good because he took it on the turn, it lifted up a little bit, and he sort of rasped his foot around it, and it was helped. He didn't stick it in the bottom corner, but he was helped because there was a West Ham player in front of him, so the keeper
found the gap.
Yeah, exactly. And he needed that because actually, before his goal, I was quite critical of Malpai. I thought his lack of movement was poor. I didn't think his hold-up play was great. I didn't think his overall
very deep as well.
He was coming short for the ball, but the reason we needed a striker was to make us more potent up front. And funny enough, and as weird as this is going to say, that striker scored that goal today, and this is where we've had these 1-1s, these 0-0s, these draws, because we haven't been able to have that striker to score, and he did today.
The goal he scored reminded me of the goals he scored for Brighton. Because he scored many goals like that for Brighton. Yeah. And you know what? I think, listen, if you had to pick when we were after a striker, you wouldn't have fucking picked Neil Maupay. But today, he found the gap. It was a great finish, to be fair. As you say, he spun sort of thing, and he made room just to get the ball where he hit it.
What I want these players to do now is the players like Malpai, like Anana, like Gordon, like Damari Gray, like Patterson. They've experienced an Everton win. I know Gordon, obviously, he won the game last season, etc. But they've experienced an Everton win this season with a more solid back four, even back five at times.
We'll talk about the back four in a minute.
Yeah. But they've experienced this, and I want them to take this into the rest of the games this season.
I think we push on now.
Well,
now we've got that first win. I think we push on because we've got that. And I said this on the video before the game last night. Got that solidity now with the back four.
I mean, we saw it today.
Yeah.
West Ham caused us a couple of problems, but they were mostly from outside the box.
Yeah.
There was a couple of corners where maybe we didn't do great, but Begovic was fine. There was the one opportunity, but again, it's outside the box. Ben Rama comes in onto his left foot, curls it into the post. But defensively, we were solid.
But the thing is, when Ben Rama hits the post, that happens against fucking Man City. You know what I mean?
Of course it does,
because it's outside the box.
Yeah.
But I think seasons gone by, we're shitting ourselves.
Well, we don't follow up defensively.
No, you don't. And we've got the players now.
Well, Patterson was there.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we were saying. I think the back four's sound. The midfield looks okay with Kai coming in. You know, James Garner didn't even get on today, and apparently he's a fucking worldie. So, for me, the problem was up front. But what can you say? You know, because the striker scored the goal.
Yeah, the striker scored the goal. Damari Gray got the man of the match on Sky. I didn't agree with that.
You were raving when we watched it in the Magpie and Stump about Patterson.
Patterson's defensively, I love his tenacity. I love,
Don't get me wrong. There was a few times where he brought the ball out and he ran from the right back position to the middle of the park.
Yeah,
and he lost it.
Yeah.
There was some very loose passes from him, but defensively, you can't knock him.
No, you can't.
You can't knock the other two, the centre half, Tarkowski and Cody and Mikalenko.
Well, Mikalenko, again, he seems to do this really good job. There was only one time early on in the game where Bowen gets away from him and he whips that ball in.
But he could put a great tackle in earlier on in the game where he got back. And I didn't think he could slide and win the ball, and he won it.
Yeah, that's what he's good at. That though, he seems to be good at that. And in there now, I would argue that Bowen's in there, Ben Rama's in there, Mohamed Salah is in there. He's needing a bigger pocket.
Yeah,
because he's got all these players.
It's a coat.
Welcome to the Blue Boys Network.
Yeah,
but yeah, and. Even the midfield today, Mikalenko did a great job, but when it got into that transition and Iwobi...
He's the first name on team sheets, I said. But do you know what makes it better, Michael, is this season, as I said this last night on the video, we've got players now who can play the way Lampard wants to play. When we've got the midfield performing like that, it takes pressure off the defence. And I think that's why the defence is... looking better.
What about that moment in the middle of the park with Iwobi?
Yeah.
Early on, what about
it? He put his foot on it. His foot on it. He sort of hit it with his left foot behind his right leg, spun, and ran away.
It was like a ballerina.
It was there. Honestly, it was like being funny girls and Blackpool.
It was there to just... and then we've got Anthony Gordon and Damari Gray, who actually... I didn't actually think it was their best games today. Either of them.
I think I slagged Gordon off all games, to be fair.
I thought Damari, he's got a bit more cutting edge than Gordon, I would argue. I would say that he gets his shots off more. But sometimes he carries the ball instead of just releasing the pass.
I think you said to me about Leicester.
Yeah, they used to get frustrated with him at Leicester.
I think he's very greedy, Damari Gray. But he's also got that bit of magic. We've seen it against Arsenal last season. You know, we weren't calling him greedy then, do you know what I mean? But I think he needs to open his eyes, have a look for runners when he's got the ball, maybe play a player in.
Well, this is what players forget, and this is actually what footballers in general tend to forget. Is a pass is much quicker than running with the ball.
Yeah.
So if you
can release the ball,
exactly. So if you get the ball, you take that step and you think and you go right. I've either got the opportunity to beat a man, which takes a man out of the equation, or I play that ball.
But you can also play the ball and do a defence split and pass.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he doesn't do that bit enough.
No.
He is great at beating a man. He's great at
and he holds on to it.
That's what I mean.
Too long, doesn't he?
He brought Rondon at the end, and Doucouré come back from his injury. Doucouré did okay. Rondon all of a sudden turned into like Mbappe at the end there. He beats two people, gives the ball to Iwobi, and then
again we're screaming out for him to make that pass.
Yeah.
And I think probably that's what Lampard's got to bring into the training regime.
It was the right thing to do at that time though. 93 minutes, get the ball in the corner.
Oh yeah, it was. But when you've got the ball and you probably if you can see a pass, play.
Yeah.
Play it because 1-0 turns to 2-0. If he plays that pass, probably. In my opinion.
Well, I mean, we've spoke about the team, we've spoke about the performance, but let's just sit on, well, not sit on, Cody and Tarkowski. I mean, we mentioned it in the preview. I've mentioned it in every game. I've mentioned it, but how? It's the authority that they bring to this team.
They look like they've been there for years, Michael. But the talkers as well.
Yeah.
You know, and they're helping people around them. I think that's probably why Patterson and Mikelengo have improved. Because you got two centre-halves like that as well.
Experienced centre-halves.
Yeah. And they're
not chopping and changing because of injuries.
Funny. I think it was Tarkowski today. Put his body on the line. Some of them tackles he put in, bang.
Yeah.
You know, West Ham players were running through. He made a last-ditch tackle. You know, but he was hitting them hard.
Yeah.
He was making them tackles hard. We haven't had that.
No, we haven't.
Because we can't rely on Mina. I like Mina. You know that. Everyone knows that. But he's got Weetabix legs. Right, Michael Keane, I think you mentioned something today. He's probably going to be on next summer. But we're not doing this video to slag players off. But when you got a pairing of Cody and Tarkowski, it's solid, Michael.
Yeah.
It's solid. Wolves got beat 3-0 yesterday.
Well, Everton...
And we are the
is it second best defence in the league?
Second defensive best record in the Premier League. Wow, we conceded 60 goals last season. So Michael's asked the question about them two. There you go. There's your answer.
And also as well, just to say, West Ham did have a few chances today, and the goalkeeper stood up. The number 2 goalkeeper today stood up again.
Well, this is what I said in the preview.
You know, he's a good keeper.
It doesn't matter which keeper's in. When you've got a back four who's playing with confidence, it takes less pressure off the keeper.
Yeah.
So everyone was panicking when Pickford was injured and they've got to bring Begovic in. As you said last night, quite rightly, Michael, Begovic was linked with Man United.
Oh, he's a good keeper. He's a strong keeper. His distribution, the high quality passes, the defence splitting passes. Pickford is probably better at them, but actually keeping the ball on the pitch, Begovic is better.
Well, yeah, because I think everyone talks about Pickford's distribution.
Yeah.
But how many times he put the ball out this season by trying to do it? I know. So, but listen, we've got a good number 2.
Yeah.
We've got a good number 2, and I think, as I said before, the back line helps. If you build the team on your goalkeeper and your defence, and then you move further up, and I think it's looking quite solid.
I would love to have had more points. Wouldn't we all? We've got 7 points for 13th in the league. I'd love to have 10, even 12. But the only game I 100% feel like we've dropped points in this season, as in, like, I 100% believe we should have won, was Forest.
Yeah.
Going to Villa's a tough ask. Beating Chelsea's a tough ask. So then you Liverpool beating them is a tough ask.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's been a tough start, but we've played some of the best teams.
We've played some decent teams.
And we're unbeaten in 5 or 6 or whatever it is, including the cup games.
Yeah, well, I think is it now 7 including the cup?
I don't know, 6, 7, whatever it is. But
but it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
But then when you look at the league, we're 13th, unbeaten.
Yeah.
You know, that puts a bit of hindsight on things.
We need to be able to. I mean, if you think we've gone to Brentford and we got a point. We've gone to Leeds, we've got a point. We were leading in both those games.
Got a point at home against them.
Yeah, point at home against them. We've gone and beat West Ham. There's not... The only one that really goes, is Forest.
It's an if only.
Yeah, because I compare where we were last season to this season. You know, we lost at home to Brentford last season.
Yeah.
You know, Leeds, although I don't think did they beat us? They might not have beat us last season. They were in the same mix as we were. So, you know, you sort of... Whereas this season, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, do you know what? I actually feel like we're better than these teams at the bottom of the league. I feel like we were better than West Ham. I feel like we're better than Leicester. I feel like we're better than Forest. I don't feel like I did at the start of the season where I was saying, look, I am quietly confident that we can have a good season when we sign Tarkowski and whatever. But I was concerned because we didn't have a striker. And don't get me wrong, Neil Maupay, I'm not going to sit here and say he's brilliant, but he's delivered what we signed him for today.
Scores goals.
He scored a goal. You know, he might only score 8 or 9 goals a season, but today he scored one of them.
That's all the Charlton scored, and everyone's going about we haven't replaced him.
He scored one of those goals. So I take it. I'm happy. We move on. We've got a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we have.
And
which gets Calvert-Lewin back up to speed as well.
Exactly, because Calvert-Lewin wasn't brought into the side. We've got a bit more options on the bench, you know. Instead of bringing on younger kids that maybe haven't got Premier League experience like we was at the start of the season, we're bringing on options. We're bringing on Decorah.
Yeah, we've got.
You know, he was a £25 million signing 2 years ago.
And I think going back to what you were saying there about last season, we were struggling. We probably struggled to beat teams or even get a draw out of the teams that we've drawn against this season.
Yeah.
We probably lose them games last season.
But some of them certainly, yeah.
You know,
we'd have lost to Liverpool.
Yeah.
We'd have lost to Liverpool.
And Leeds, probably.
And actually, when you look at the Villa game, we actually could have got a point in that. So
yeah. And probably today, it's probably a game last season.
I think if we'd have played Leeds and Brentford and Villa today, I think we'd have won them games. So all of a sudden, he's looking at an Everton side that are more composed, have a little bit more cutting edge. It's not like we were not in their third.
It's options. That's what we've got.
All of a sudden, you've got the ability to pop a long ball over the top. We've seen it already. Gordon and Gray getting in, scoring goals, scored against Leeds, scored against Villa that way, or whoever it was. You've got that ball into the box when Calvert-Lewin's back fit. He wins headers. He scores goals with his head.
I think to be fair, I know Maupay scored, but I think if Calvert-Lewin plays today, we probably win more than one now.
We probably do.
Because some of the balls that were put in,
yeah,
he probably wins them.
Yeah, exactly. And it was
but it's good to have that option when we're back after the international break.
Exactly.
And we go into the international break with a win.
I'm over the moon. Guys, look, I'm leaving it there. I've got nothing else to say. You got anything else?
I'm done. But thanks very much for welcoming me back. I had some boss comments for the match. Brilliant. I had some boss comments and what have you, people putting things on the YouTube channel, what have you, in the comments from the match preview. So thank you very much, because it does mean a lot. I do miss it.
Well, it's not like you've been booted off.
Well, you did say to me you'd earn too much money now.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. That's why we've got to watch what we spend tonight.
I'm not allowed to share the income. Or £66 it was last month or whatever.
That's because you've done one video.
Brilliant.
One video, £66. How long did it take to do a video?
It genuinely wasn't, by the way. It wasn't
£66 for a 3-minute video.
Brilliant. Brilliant. He was doing that in the thing last night. We were in the club. Where was we? Because people don't know from it. Sonny's, yeah. So we were in Sonny's.
Oh, it was funny.
And this woman was saying, and everything she said, because you can't say too much, Jesus Christ. Everything she said, he was going, him, he loves you. And the woman stopped at one point. The woman stopped at one point. Everyone's staring at me, and she's going, do you want to give me a kiss? And I'm like, oh my God. So, look, we're leaving it there. It's always nice
to have John. If you know Sonny's get in there because he's fit.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Bye.